I mean, with the passenger rail agency continue to be embroiled in scandal after scandal. In that final report of the State Capture Inquiry, the Chief Justice Raymond Zondo revealing that President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa failed to assist the state rail agency. He's even recommended, as you've just heard from David Williams, that there should be a separate commission of inquiry set up to probe further the things at Prasa. My colleague Heidi Giokos has been tracking this as well. She's now up and about. I see she's at Naledi station in Soweto, on the western side of Soweto. Heidi, very good afternoon to you. A second commission of inquiry into investigate Prasa is recommended by Zondo. I'm just wondering, I mean, you've been following this story for quite some time. It just indicates that the rot is very deep.
Yes, it is indeed, Bradan. This is a very different picture to what we saw earlier on with my colleague Mohammed when we were at Liptown train station. It is unbelievable what we witnessed there. That particular train station was up and running just before lockdown, and it was providing the necessary mode of transport to thousands here in Soweto. That picture changed dramatically after the country went into hard lockdown in March of 2020. It seems as though, according to community members, that in a span of about 6 months, that whole train station was completely deteriorated. I mean, bricks were missing, steel infrastructure were missing, cables, railway lines. There's absolutely nothing that is left there. And this is going to cost Prasa, if not millions, billions of rands to sort out and fix. We do know that they are embarking on a rehabilitation program, and perhaps if I can get out of shot and ask my colleague Mohammed to just give you some kind of indication. We're unfortunately unable to get inside. It's a very different picture, as I've mentioned. There are more security personnel at this train station. We know that the plans are for this Naledi train station to be up and running by September this year, but a very different picture. More security, it's closed off. You don't have the train station completely dilapidated and just looking in a really bad shape. This is a little bit more organized. There are more security. We actually have seen a Prasa security protection security van patrolling the area, and they actually just passed us a few minutes ago, Bradan. So it's a different picture. But at the end of the day, it boils down to how the people feel about this. It's a service that has helped many in this township, and that is not operating at this stage. A number of train stations aren't operating. We got a chance to speak to 2 community members earlier on. Let's listen to what they had to say about the state of Prasa.
Oh, sorry, Heidi, the bite is not ready. Apologies for that. And but as we conclude, I don't want to let you go. I know that yesterday you did an interview around this whole issue of Prasa as we're beginning the focus here on the channel. I mean, there's so many questions. One of them I'm going to try and answer after 4 o'clock this afternoon is, why was there no political will or support? I mean, when the likes of Popo Molefe were shouting and saying, we need help, there is corruption there. When you were delving into this topic last night on air, on Tonight, the interviews you did, what's come out for you? Very briefly, what are these key things that seemingly have led to where we are today with this bumbling Prasa?
It just seems as though there was no will to get Prasa up and running. I don't know how you have a country without a proper rail line and rail infrastructure. And the sense that many experts that have been covering this and have been trying to understand the intricacies of the way the rail agency works is there's definitely a lack of will to get the rail agency up and running. And there's deep-rooted corruption that's at play here. I specifically asked my guest last night whether or not we have the right people at Prasa, because surely there's a need for a rail agency, but why is it not working? Do we not have the right people that know what they are doing, or is there no political will? And the response is we do have the right people. Yes, there have been wrong people in key positions at Prasa. There's been a lot of corruption, but there are the right people. It's just about making sure it gets done and it happens. And there's a lot of mismanagement of funds, tenders going out to the wrong people, to the wrong companies, and at the end of the day, the services aren't being delivered. one of the sound bites, Brian, I know I need to end off, but one of the sound bites that we spoke to from the community members, he indicated the fact that everything in life is getting so expensive at this stage. People cannot afford to use taxis and buses, and trains were a lot cheaper and provided a quick and efficient service. That has now not been happening for over 2.5 years in many parts of Soweto. So why is this not being sorted out, and why is it taking so long to sort out? Yes, it's going to be sorted out according to Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula and the new management of Prasa, but the concern is, will this happen in the next 2 years again, where there's going to be continuous vandalism and theft of the infrastructure here? How much is being spent on security? It's billions of rands being spent. So the problems are many, and hopefully this can be sorted out, because at the end of the day, we need to have a functioning infrastructure and rail system in the country.
Thank you very much for your thoughts and insights there, Heidi Giokos, outside Naledi station in Soweto, as we continue our focus into Prasa, which has a nice big chunk of pages in the state capture report by Chief Justice Raymond Zondo and his team.